Chapter 8: Designing a Life of Prosperity. There comes a season in life when you no longer measure prosperity by numbers or possessions, but by the moments you can truly breathe, by the love that surrounds you, and by the freedom to design your own days. I have reached that season. Though I'm not retired yet, I have learned that prosperity is not waiting somewhere in the future. It must be designed, shaped, and lived now. For years, I lived by schedules set by work, responsibilities, and the endless duties of being a mother and grandmother. There was always something waiting on the to-do list. But as the years passed, I realized that if I didn't consciously design my life around what truly mattered, I might someday look back and find that I had lived for everyone else but myself. So I make a choice, a quiet but profound one. I decided to live freely, even while still working. I began to create space in my schedule for joy, for love, and for the kind of stillness that prosperity grows from. I learned that freedom is not granted by retirement of wealth, but by alignment. When your priorities, actions, and heart move in the same direction. A journey of two hearts. My husband and I have always shared a quiet companionship built over many years of storms and sunshine. Life's responsibilities had once scattered our attention in different directions. Raising children, managing work, paying bills, and meeting obligations that life demanded. But as time passed and the children built families of their own, our hearts began to return to one another with a new tenderness, as if rediscovering the forgotten song. So we decided to travel to see the world together before time slipped through our hands. Our dream was simple: to walk hand in hand through places where history, art, and faith intertwine, to feel alive again, not as parents or workers, but as two souls walking freely beneath the same sky. Our Mediterranean cruise became a dream fulfilled. It began in Venice, the city of water and dreams. There prosperity revealed itself not through luxury but through serenity. I remember sitting in a gondola as the water shimmered with reflections of old buildings. The gondolier hummed an Italian tune, and I closed my eyes, feeling the gentle movement of the water beneath us. Venice taught me that prosperity is not speed, it is the grace of flow. When life moves like water, it finds its way even around the hardest stones. Then we flew to Prague, a city of golden spice with whispering rivers. There was something mystical about the way sunlight glowed on the ancient rooftops as we strolled across the George Bridge, surrounded with street musicians and the scent of roasted almonds. I felt a sense of childlike wonder return. I wasn't thinking about deadlines or responsibilities. I was simply there. My husband held my hand as we were young again. The rhythm of our steps matched the hum of the city, a reminder that love can age but it never fades. Our journey continued through Italy, where every corner seemed to breathe art and soul. In Italy, I gazed upon the ancient ruins of the Colosseum. I thought about the fleeting nature of power and fame. Centuries has passed, yet what remained were not kings or soldiers, but the art, the architecture, the vision of those who built something greater than themselves. I whispered to myself, prosperity is not possession, it is creation. In Greece, we climbed the hills of Santorini, where white houses sat like pearls against the blue Aegean Sea. As we watched the sunset from the terrace, we felt a deep stillness. Prosperity, I realized, was not a bank account. It was a sunset shared with the one you love after a lifetime of giving, forgiving, and holding on. A return to my homeland in Vietnam. After the Mediterranean journey, we returned to Vietnam, my birthplace. I had longed to show my husband where my roots began. Đà Lạt, the misty highland city where I was born and grew up. Đà Lạt, with its kulla and pine covered hills, still carry the fragrance of my childhood. As we walk along the old streets, memories return like gentle rain. My school days, the laughter of friends, the scent of blooming hydrangeas that once lay my path home. Standing there beside my husband, I felt the circle of life close beautifully. The girl who had once dreamed of distant lands was now returning as a woman fulfilled, walking beside the man who has shared her journey. I visited the Sung Hun Lake, where I used to ride bicycles as a teenager. The water was calm, reflecting the sky like a mirror. My husband and I sat in silence, just watching the ripples form and fade. There was a sacredness of that stillness, as if time itself had paused to bow. I told him, this is where I learned the meaning of simplicity, how even small flower growing by the roadside can hold more beauty than a diamond if you know how to look. He smiled, knowing that my roots had shaped the woman I had become, the one who always sought beauty, not in perfection, but in presence. The oasis we built together. When we returned home, we both felt changed. Travel had awakened something deep within us, the desire to live each day with purpose and gratitude. We no longer needed the noise of the world to feel rich. Instead, we returned inward toward our home. Our backyard became the sacred space. My husband, with his patient hands, built what I lovingly call our oasis garden. He spent hours shaping the soil, arranging stones, and building small corners of peace. There was a fountain that sang softly in the afternoon, and I planted flowers, roses and lilies, each one carrying its own fragrance of memory. Together, we create a world of serenity behind our home. Mornings began with birdsong and coffee under the pergola. Afternoons ended with the scent of blooming jasmine, and that little garden, prosperity, bloomed not in the form of wealth, but in the abundance of love, time, and peace. It's funny how the world teaches us to chase success, yet the soul whispers for stillness. When I tended flowers, I felt the same joy as when I once traveled across the world. Prosperity, I learned, is not about where you are, it's about how deeply you are there. As my husband trimmed the trees and I watered the garden, I often thought about the law of prosperity. It is not mystical rule hidden in books. It is a living truth that reveals itself in the smallest acts of care. Prosperity flows where attention, gratitude, and intention meet. It is not earned, it's allowed. The law of prosperity. The law of prosperity is simple yet profound. What you focus on expands. When your thoughts and actions align with abundance, life mirrors it back to you. In my younger years, I misunderstood prosperity is something external, money, recognition, a bigger house, a higher achievements. But over time, I realized that prosperity begins from within. It is the expression of harmony between thought, purpose, and gratitude. To live prosperously is to live intentionally. Every flower I plant, every meal I share, every sunrise I watch with my husband, there are acts of prosperity because they come from the intention to cherish, to nurture, and to love. Prosperity is also about circulation, the giving and receiving of energy. Just as the earth gives rain to nourish the soil and the soil gives birth to new life, so too must our lives stay in motion. We must give love to receive love, give effort to receive reward, give gratitude to receive grace. I often tell myself, when intention is clear, obstacles become directions. It's not the challenges that block us, it's our confusion about what we truly want. Once the vision is clear, life rearranges itself to support it. When I decided to design a life of prosperity, not one of busyness or endless work, everything began to align. Opportunities, connections, and even small joys appear more frequently, as if life was saying, yes, you are on the right path. Freedom in the foundation of prosperity. Many people believe that freedom comes after success, but I have learned the opposite. Freedom creates success. When I choose to design my own schedule, to take time off when I need it, to travel, to rest, to write, I discover a new rhythm of living. I no longer work from pressure but from purpose. My creativity expanded, my heart softened. I became more present, not only with my husband but also with myself. Freedom is not selfish, it is sacred. It allows us to return to our truest selves, the ones unburdened by fear or expectation. Prosperity without freedom is a golden cage. Freedom with love and gratitude is heaven on earth. We have a home that feels alive, a garden that blooms its season, and time that we spend together, not rushing through, but savoring each day as a gift. That is true prosperity. The prosperous mindset. Prosperity begins as a thought. The mind must first believe in abundance before the hands can create it. When I wake up, I start my day by a quiet affirmation. Today I am open to abundance in all forms. This is not a wish, this is a declaration of alignment. I no longer see prosperity as money alone, but as a river of blessings flowing through health, peace, and relationships. There are three principles that have guided me. First, clarity of vision. Write your dream clearly. Don't just wish for prosperity. Define what it looks like for you. For me, prosperity means freedom, love, and peace of mind. Second, consistency of action. Live your dream daily. Prosperity is built through small, consistent choices, caring for your health, nurturing your relationships, managing your energy wisely. Third, confidence in the process. Trust that life responds to your vibration. When your heart vibrates with gratitude, opportunities find you effortlessly. Prosperity, like a garden, grows through attention. Neglected and wisps of worry take over, nourish it, and it flourishes in ways beyond measure. The beauty of shared prosperity. What touches me most deeply is how prosperity multiplies when shared. When my husband and I give to others, whether through kindness, hospitality, or encouragement, the joy returns multiplied. We often invite family and friends to our home, cooking meals together and sharing laughter under the garden lights. Those evenings remind me that prosperity is not meant to be hoarded, it is meant to circulate. There is a secret rhythm in the universe. The more you give from love, the more love you receive. The more you appreciate, the more there is to appreciate. It's not about attracting things, it's about aligning your heart with gratitude so that life naturally flows toward you. A home sweet home. There are days when we don't need to go anywhere. The sound of birds in our backyard, the sight of sunlight filtering through the trees, the warmth of coffee in our hands, that's all the travel we need. We've built a life that feels complete, not because it's perfect, but because it's intentional. Our home, with its laughter, quietness, and blooming flowers, is our temple of prosperity. At night, as we sit outside and watch the stars appear, I often think of our journeys to Prague, to Venice, to Greece, to the Lat, and I smile knowing that the same beauty we sought across oceans now lives quietly within our own backyard. Epilogue. Designing the future. I may not be retired, but I'm free. I am designing my days around what truly matters: love, peace, and creation. I write not to chase fame, but to share wisdom. I live not to impress, but to express. Prosperity is not something I chase anymore, it's something I live. It grows in the way I speak, the way I care, and the way I wake up each morning grateful for another day. I have learned that when the intention is clear, even obstacles become directions. Every delay, every detour, every challenge has guided me closer to the truth that prosperity is not found out there. It begins within. So I continue to walk beside my husband through gardens and across oceans, through silence and laughter, knowing that prosperity is not a destination, it is a design, a life shaped with love, gratitude, and purpose. Life lesson. When intention is clear, obstacles become directions. Prosperity is not what you find, it's what you cultivate. Begin with vision, live with gratitude, and life will unfold in divine harmony. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it.